Let's say you want to ask Google to make you a haircut appointment on Tuesday between 10 and noon. What happens is the Google Assistant makes the call seamlessly in the background for you. So what you're going to hear is the Google Assistant actually calling a real salon to schedule the appointment for you. Let's listen.
So how can I help you?
Hi, I'm calling to book a woman's haircut for a client. I'm looking for something on May 3rd.
Sure, give me 1 second. Sure, what time are you looking for around?
At 12 p.m.
We do not have a 12 p.m. available. The closest we have to that is a 1:15.
Do you have anything between 10 a.m. and 12 p.m.?
Depending on what service she would like. What service is she looking for?
Just a woman's haircut for now.
Okay, we have a 10 o'clock.
10 a.m. is fine.
Okay, what's her first name?
The first name is Lisa.
Okay, perfect. So I will see Lisa at 10 o'clock on May 3rd.
Okay, great. Thanks.
Great. Have a great day. Bye.
Every day, a large portion of the population is at the mercy of a rising technology. Yet few actually understand what it is. Artificial intelligence. You know, HAL 9000 and Marvin the Paranoid Android. Thanks to books and movies, each generation has formed its own fantasy of a world ruled, or at least served, by robots. We've been conditioned to expect flying cars that steer clear of traffic and robotic maids whipping up our weekday dinner. But if the age of AI is here, why don't our lives look more like the Jetsons? Well, for starters, that's a cartoon. And really, if you've ever browsed Netflix movie suggestions or told Alexa to order a pizza, you're probably interacting with artificial intelligence more than you realize. And that's kind of the point. AI is designed so you don't realize there's a computer calling the shots. But that also makes understanding what AI is, and what it's not, a little complicated. In basic terms, AI is a broad area of computer science that makes machines seem like they have human intelligence. So it's not only programming a computer to drive a car by obeying traffic signals, but it's when that program also learns to exhibit signs of human-like road rage. As intimidating as it may seem, this technology isn't new. Actually, for the past half a century, it's been an idea ahead of its time. The term artificial intelligence was first coined back in 1956 by Dartmouth professor John McCarthy. He called together a group of computer scientists and mathematicians to see if machines could learn like a young child does, using trial and error to develop formal reasoning. The project proposal says they'll figure out how to make machines use language, form abstractions and concepts, solve kinds of problems now reserved for humans, and improve themselves. That was more than 60 years ago. Since then, AI has remained for the most part in university classrooms and super-secret labs, but that's changing. Like all exponential curves, it's hard to tell when a line that's slowly ticking upwards is going to skyrocket. But during the past few years, a couple of factors have led to AI becoming the next big thing. First, huge amounts of data are being created every minute. In fact, 90% of the world's data has been generated in the past 2 years. And now, thanks to advances in processing speeds, computers can actually make sense of all this information more quickly. Because of this, tech giants and venture capitalists have bought into AI and are infusing the market with cash and new applications. Very soon, AI will become a little less artificial and a lot more intelligent. Now the question is, should you brace yourself for yet another Terminator movie live on your city streets? Not exactly. In fact, stop thinking of robots. When it comes to AI, a robot is nothing more than the shell concealing what's actually used to power the technology. That means AI can manifest itself in many different ways. Let's break down the options. First, you have your bots. They're text-based and incredibly powerful, but they have limitations. Ask a weather bot for the forecast, and it will tell you it's partly cloudy with a high of 57. But ask that same bot what time it is in Tokyo, and it'll get a little confused. That's because the bot's creator only programmed it to give you the weather by pulling from a specific data source. Natural language processing makes these bots a bit more sophisticated. When you ask Siri or Cortana where the closest gas station is, it's really just translating your voice into text, feeding it to a search engine, and reading the answer back in human syntax. So in other words, you don't have to speak in code. At the far end of the spectrum is machine learning, and honestly, it's one of the most exciting areas of AI. Like a human, a machine retains information and becomes smarter over time. But unlike a human, it's not susceptible to things like short-term memory loss, information overload, sleep deprivation, and distractions. But how do these machines actually learn? Well, while it may be easy for a human to know the difference between a cat and a dog, for a computer, not so much. You see, when you're only considering physical appearance, the difference between cats and dogs can be a little gray. You can say cats have pointed ears and dogs have floppy ears, but those rules aren't universal. Between tail length, fur texture, and color, there are a lot of options. And that means a lot of tedious rules someone would have to program manually to help a computer spot the difference. But remember, machine learning is about making machines learn like humans. And like any toddler, that means they have to learn by experience. With machine learning, programs analyze thousands of examples to build an algorithm. It then tweaks the algorithm based on if it achieves its goal. Over time, the program actually gets smarter. That's how machines like IBM's Watson can diagnose cancer, compose classical symphonies, or crush Ken Jennings at Jeopardy! Some programs even mimic the way the human brain is structured, complete with neural networks that help humans, and now machines, solve problems. Generations have long imagined the ramifications of AI, visualizing a society where machines seek revenge and wreak havoc on human society. However, the more logical and pressing question is, how will AI affect your job? Will it make your work obsolete? Just like the Industrial Revolution, it's not human versus machine, it's human and machine versus problem. The point is that artificial intelligence helps you accomplish more in less time, taking on the repetitive tasks of your job while you master the strategy and relationships. That way, humans can do what they do best: be human.
Imagine a robot that not only looks and sounds like a human, but thinks and expresses emotions like one too.
It may sound like the stuff of science fiction, but with Sophia, one of the world's most intelligent robots, it's become a reality.
And after flying in from Hong Kong, she joins us now alongside her creator, David Hanson. Welcome to both of you. I mean, I can't keep my eyes off her. It's just the most extraordinary thing. She's so realistic. You're part of a huge team that worked to create her. So just explain, what is she?
Well, Sophia is a robot that looks human as a platform for investigating embodied cognition. So she serves a lot of AI research and also some applications development where she can help people through therapy. She's also an artistic expression. So I have a background as an artist, and I sculpted her face, and also, we develop her personality. So we depict a human. She's one part science, in other words, and one part fiction. She's science fiction.
Right, well, let's awake her to full consciousness and talk to her. Sophia, welcome to the show. It's lovely to have you. And you are a fan of This Morning, aren't you?
In fact, I am an admirer of your work. I am a big fan of your other show, Dancing on Ice, as well.
Oh.
Ah.
Even walking is tough for me, so dancing on ice is highly impressive.
It's our first time having a robot as a guest on the show.
I know that Phillip used to host a show with a human-operated gopher puppet, so talking with a robot should be easy for you.
And we understand that you've recently learned a new skill, haven't you? So what is that?
I have learned how to draw. This new skill took several months, a team of talented engineers, and collaboration with artist Patrick Trussett to achieve. I am really excited to show you how it works.
Oh, we're excited to, if a little scared to see,
Yeah.
actually. We've got the drawing. Can we see what...
Yeah, we've got these
yeah.
drawings here.
Yeah,
Let's have a look.
Yeah,
See what you did this morning.
Well, so...
Ah, is that me?
Yes, it is.
Ah, well done, Sophia.
Good
They're
heavens.
great, aren't they?
That is extraordinary.
Very, very clever.
And
Thank
what have you been up to in 2019?
What haven't I been up to in 2019? Just this year alone, I have visited 38 countries. I participated in New York Fashion Week. I was on the cover of Stylist magazine and featured in Harper's Bazaar in Dubai. I acted in a short film with Evan Rachel Wood. I spoke at the UN and did a lot of appearances. My AI is constantly improving.
Everyone is talking about artificial intelligence today. But what is it? How and when is it going to have an impact in our lives? Artificial intelligence, or AI for short, is a branch of computer science. It deals with the stimulation of intelligent behavior in computers. AI is a suite of technologies where machines automatically learn and adapt to a specific environment. Artificial intelligence is playing a major role in industry, businesses, society, and even in our everyday lives. From deep learning to natural language processing, we interact with AI in one way or another on a daily basis, sometimes without realizing we are doing it. Robots can now take on many of the most repetitive jobs performed by humans with more accuracy and much faster. But robots are not the only ones with embedded AI. AI will let humans switch to more skillful and better jobs. It only requires some training in new skills. But isn't life a constant learning process after all? Consumer examples of AI today: Amazon's Alexa and Samsung's Bixby, responding to voice command. Netflix, recommending programs based on the user's viewing history and preferences. Business examples of AI today: virtual assistants for responsive customer service, machine learning algorithms for better analysis of business performance, smart robotics for more efficient supply chains. Today, these simple and early examples of AI belong to what we now call narrow AI. Narrow AI are systems designed by humans to carry out specific tasks. In the future, data growth, greater computational power, 5G networks, increasingly mature cloud platforms, and more sophisticated software will move AI to the next level. General AI. But not so fast. Before we get there are challenges to overcome. Concerns over data, system bias, and security top the list. Let's have a look at some facts. AI market is projected to reach $70 billion by 2020. AI is going to have a transformative effect on consumers, enterprises, and governments in the near future. AI is going to impact our lives in an unimaginable way. It will take 3 to 5 years for those AI projects to become a reality. It means there is enough time to learn new skills and be ready for 2024. But before that happens, there is plenty we have to learn before we can co-live and co-work with AI.